A very busy day in the world of professional wrestling and for vloggers, podcasters, websites. As the news making the rounds, Ronda Rousey will be leaving WWE as soon as after WrestleMania 35 concludes. This according to journalist Dave Meltzer. Talk about a very short-lived career if this report is in fact true. Now, I'm going to give you guys the news and then I'm going to give you all my 2 cents from a distance, hit you all with an extreme dose of reality. I'm going to be approaching this in a way that not really, probably zero people are approaching it the way I'm going to be approaching it. So you need to take everything that I'm going to be saying after I give you guys the news that's being reported at face value. Again, my 2 cents, take it at face value because that's really what it comes down to. So just to recap, Ronda Rousey, 31 years of age now. She left the world of mixed martial arts in 2016, having won the Strikeforce and the UFC Bantamweight World Championships. After a decent run in the UFC, as you all know, those of you that follow MMA, she decided that she was going to join the WWE. She would sign on with the WWE. Signed a contract. Now, you all need to go back to the initial media rounds that she had did shortly after the news had first broke out that she had signed with the WWE. She had said in one interview, in particular with ESPN, that, quote, "This is my life now. First priority on my timeline for the next several years. This is not a smash and grab. This is not a publicity stunt." Again, all of this she told ESPN. She would go on to say, "When I first met with Paul, Triple H Levesque, Executive Vice President for Talent and Live Events at the WWE, I told him there are other things I can do with my time that'll make way more money, but I won't enjoy nearly as much." And that's very true because she is a hot commodity when it comes to movie roles, making TV appearances. Hell, she made the headlines this week when it was revealed she was voicing the iconic Sonya character in the Mortal Kombat video game franchise that had a lot of people talking, right? So the other thing that you have to keep in mind was sometime right before the fall of 2018, she had did an interview where she said, "Hey, look, I know that I'm not going to be doing this wrestling thing not that long," and I'm paraphrasing here now, but she basically said that she would like to eventually start a family. She would love to have some kids with her husband. So with that, she really wasn't sure how much longer she was going to be doing this. So basically, something changed as far as the priorities went from when she left the UFC, signed on with the WWE, to when she began talking about wanting to start a family, enjoy the fruits of the labor, etc., right? And so now we're at the point where we are right now. So this is a very interesting piece of news that is coming about that has so many people talking, and rightfully so. Now, Dave Meltzer added on top of there's a very good chance Ronda Rousey will be finishing up with the WWE at WrestleMania, that WWE could use Rousey's final show as a way to further their career of the emerging star Becky Lynch, who, as you all know, is extremely popular with the WWE universe. Now, recent analytics have shown that she isn't exactly moving the needle as far as tickets at the gate, pay-per-view buys, etc., but she is still one of the most popular characters in the WWE. She's one of the most popular superstars in the WWE that many people thoroughly enjoy, of a short list of talents that folks are currently enjoying from the main roster of the WWE. So this could be a situation where if you really stop, you could use 2 and 2, right? You could use your common sense. If you've been paying attention to the story arc in the WWE thus far, it really does appear as though we could see Ronda Rousey and Becky Lynch lock it up one-on-one, whereas opposed to maybe Ronda Rousey, Charlotte Flair, although a three-way could still happen, but at this point it very well could just be Becky versus Ronda one-on-one. So this is a very interesting report that's coming around here, because Meltzer's report follows a December article from Forbes, which suggested Rousey could be leaving the company soon. Again, there was a December article from Forbes, and the article, it was written by Blake or Stryker. Hopefully I am pronouncing that name right. But we've been hearing the rumblings pretty much since right around that time frame. But if you really stop and think about the timeline from 2018, even right before that December article by Forbes, Ronda was talking about starting a family, eventually getting out of the world of pro wrestling, etc. Okay, so that's pretty much where all we stand right now. All of us. This is where we stand right now. Now look, I know people that have quickly taken a liking to Ronda Rousey. They're going to be just, oh my God, no, she just came here. She signed a year ago. What the hell? Folks, this is all I have to say. Dave Meltzer, as much as I have a ton of respect for him, there have been plenty of times where the information that he has been given is inaccurate. And guys like Vince Russo, guys like Jim Cornette, guys like Eric Bischoff, they have given their somewhat praise and criticism of Dave Meltzer. And as I've always said on the RCWR show over the years, with regards to the news that Dave Meltzer reports, you always want to take it with a grain of salt. Now, if it is in fact true that Ronda Rousey is going to be finishing things up with the WWE, the signs were basically there that she was not going to be doing this forever. Okay, understand from this standpoint, and this is a special shout out to our younger listeners out there, right? When it comes to females, any time is a great time to want to settle down and start a family, raise some kids, right? But the older you are as a female, the more difficult it can be to bring a child into this world, to successfully have a full pregnancy. The older you get, the worse the complications, sadly, until ultimately it might get to that point where you may not be able to make a child. So Ronda Rousey's window is very limited, sadly. Now look, 31, that is extremely young. It is extremely young. But most females, they like to have their children way before 40. If they can help it, they love to have their kids before 35 or right at 35. All right. So for Ronda to be in this zone that she's in right now, again, I'm just following up on an interview that she had did last year. We're talking about starting a family and everything. All I have to say is this is just a rumor. And I know everybody's going to be throwing up their arms and wondering what's going on. And everybody's going to try to figure out how the story arc is going to culminate with Ronda Rousey going into WrestleMania. I would like to imagine that any interviews that Ronda Rousey is going to be giving from here, going into the Royal Rumble, or just going into WrestleMania, I would imagine Paul Levesque, everybody is going to be asked what exactly is going on with Ronda's contract. I think that's really the first question that we all need to ask ourselves too, is what exactly is going on with that contract that Ronda signed with the WWE, because per her own words, this is what she's going to be doing for the next several years. And then you had a report floating around when she first signed with the WWE that it was a multi-year deal that she signed. So was that just said just to create some buzz, just to put the spotlight on them, or what? So there are so many additional questions that is added on top of this. One question I have in mind that I'm sure not really a lot of people are approaching is what exactly was the language of the contract that Ronda had successfully got set up for herself before signing with the WWE. Was it a situation where she signed on for 1 year with an option to back out after a certain period of time? Or did she in fact sign a multi-year deal with an option of, okay, well, every single time you are about to reach a year, you have the option of backing out of your contract, no penalty. So we don't understand, we don't know at all the language of the agreement for the contract with WWE. So we really need to keep that in mind in the forefront, right? All of these variables, all I have to say, if you are a fan of Ronda Rousey, just enjoy the ride for what it's worth. I know everybody wants to be matchmaker and they want to see her take on. Look, do I think she's going to lose the title to Sasha Banks at the Royal Rumble this Sunday? No. I think at this point she's going to remain undefeated going into WrestleMania. Whether or not she continues on undefeated past WrestleMania, you got me, guys. I mean, but if she is going to be leaving the WWE very, very soon, then you would like to believe that the four horsewomen versus the four horsewomen of the MMA, you would like to believe that that would go down before Ronda gets ready to leave. And I find it very interesting that with the Evolution pay-per-view, now that it's coming past, that the trigger wasn't pulled right around that time to make that dream match for some people happen. But folks, just kick back, relax, take a chill pill. If you have been enjoying the work of Ronda Rousey, enjoy the ride for all it's worth. Remember, what you're hearing right now is nothing but a rumor. That is all it is. It is just a rumor. Enjoy the ride. Enjoy these moments, because I know a lot of people, they were kind of fidgety when Ronda first came into the WWE, but I said no. She's showing me potential. And I've always been consistent with my feedback of Ronda Rousey. She just gets better and better in the ring as far as skills and her promos, connecting with the crowd. She's just it's like it's a whole learning experience for her every single time she gets out there, and she just gets better and better and better. But enjoy it for what it's worth. If it's true that she's looking to wrap things up, then you know what? I say she's ending on a really high note, and she proved that she could go out there and hang with the best of them in the world of professional wrestling. And no doubt WWE needs to do everything that they can to continue to capitalize off of her popularity, off of her name, her likeliness, etc. If you ask me if these reports are true, I honestly couldn't tell you. I'm not a betting man. You know, it's interesting because I remember there was a period a couple of months back where Ronda had got a new logo, trademark, all of that approved, and we finally started seeing her switching it up on her wardrobe a little bit and everything. This deal that she has going on with Mortal Kombat, I find that rather interesting. She's still doing outside projects not associated with the WWE, so there's a lot that's there that could suggest a couple of things. One, she can pretty much do as she pleases with the type of deal that she has with the company, where she kind of has that Mauro Ronaldo. Even though Mauro's working with the WWE, he can still go do Showtime and work with whomever else is out there, right? But do what he needs to do for the WWE when it's time to work with them. Kind of seems like the same case when I look at Ronda Rousey, but I'm going to flip it on you guys. Would you all like to see Ronda Rousey continue working with the WWE if the reports are true that she's going to be wrapping things up after WrestleMania 35? Sound off. Let me know if you are buying this or no, you're not buying this, and let me know the reasons why you're not buying this as well. And you can even jump out there and let me know what you think is going to be going down at the Royal Rumble this weekend. Now, I've got some fun content up on YouTube for you guys. You're checking this out right now. I also have for you all another pro wrestling crate unboxing and unveiling for the month of January 2019. It is the Best of the Indies Part 5, so check that out. It was fun diving into that. Also, depending on when you're checking this out, it might be actually available on the YouTube channel right now. Have some NXT TakeOver preview predictions and Royal Rumble preview predictions. Everything's pretty much setting you all up to come on back here Saturday, January the 26th, for a special live edition of the RCWR Show. We're going to be covering NXT TakeOver Fallout. And then Sunday the 27th, we'll be coming at you once again live on YouTube and other platforms live for our Royal Rumble after show. Everything pretty much wraps up with the night after the Royal Rumble special Monday night edition of the RCWR Show on January the 28th, soon as Raw goes off the air. Be kind, rewind, check out previous episodes of the RCWR Show you may have missed. There was a solid episode I did with my good friend Anthony Missionary Thomas of Wrestling Soup. That is actually available on the YouTube channel. Grab the audio version because for some weird reason the first 20 minutes of the web stream where you can see me in the flesh, the first 20 minutes did not make the cut when the video was rendering, when YouTube was processing it. So the audio is available of the entire show. So you could definitely show that some love and also pick it up on demand on the downloads for your favorite listening platforms. Get at me on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. Use the keywords, the RCWR Show. And until next go around, I'm wishing all of y'all to be safe and most importantly, be kind to one another.